So hello everyone, this is AetherNightmare and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We are going to continue MSQ today, which we are currently on This War of Ours, which is back in... Ah, that's right, it's at Matoya's cave. I remember now. Alas, there's no way to warp directly there, so we'll go to the Idleshire. And don't mind me, I've been playing around in different classes, so I might change what I wear throughout the journey. Whee! Let's go! Alright, let's head to Matoya's. There's so many more quests out here now, though. So I might go back into Paladin, for example, if I have to do any dungeons. But I would like to get my other classes some experience as well. Space it out a little better. Some classes, like Dragoon, I've already gotten up to level 70. So I want to see if I can spread it amongst some of my lesser used classes as well. We're currently in Monk. And I do believe I have everything equipped with the highest level Tombstone gear for Heavensward that I can get. Aside from that, which I'm guessing probably comes from the Alexander fight. I think you can maybe get some better gear from that, but that'll be stuck in the optional section. And of course, an eventual legendary weapon. Relic weapon. Which I don't even know where to begin for that. I guess I'll find it when I find it. Alright, this war of ours. I must ask that you not breathe a word of this to any of the others at the Rising Stones, especially Flahaman. I'll brief Tataru on what we have learned, as well as Arianje. He may have insight as to what the word told us. I mean, it's technically the world, if you think about it. As for you, Bren, after all you've done, I would say you have earned a rest. I've done so much, yet not nearly enough. Speaking of the well-earned rewards, I received a message for Sir Emmerich while you were away. It would seem he's planning on a ceremony of some sort, and would like you to attend. He did not divulge the details, preferring instead to explain in person. Mayhap you should pay him a visit. Yeah, see if he's recovering any better from his stab wound. Actually, how far away is he? It's easier to just walk at this point. Also, I did try to test out some lower specs to see if it'd be kinder to my PC, and I kind of hated all of them. The game was borderline illegible for me at 720p, and I tried 30 FPS, and it's so jank you can tell this game is built from the ground up to be minimum 60. So, yeah, we might just do a summer hiatus again instead. Master Nightmare, the Lord Commander has left instructions that you'd be shown inside. Some of it might also be the PC case itself. Despite 3 sets of fans, I don't really think the airflow's that good.
A pleasure to see you again, my friend. I take it you received our invitation. Good, good. You of all people should be present. When the true brothers of the faith seized control of the vault, I feared the worst. Yet in adversity were we blessed with the promise of peace between man and dragon through Vidofnir's timely rescue of an innocent child. Timely, I say, though miraculous or providential might better describe the event. The
It really
gods
is what a
themselves
coincidence,
could not
wasn't
have
it?
devised a more fitting symbol of hope.
It almost feels a little too coincidental, but that's just me.
Needless to say, we could scarce let such an opportunity pass us by. Which is why I set about making formal arrangements for a peace conference between our peoples. You and yours have done more to bring us together than any, and it is only right that you attend.
Despite me technically not being either people's. Also, hi DJT, we're continuing with MSQ.
But I confess that is not the only reason I would be glad to have you there. Given Nidhogg's implacable opposition to the peace, it is possible that he and his followers may attempt to disrupt proceedings, in which event your presence would be a comfort to all in attendance. Pray understand, I have no wish to invite the Worm's ire, but if our fractured nation is to heal, if we are to move forward as a people united, then we must do whatever is necessary to bring about lasting change.
Yeah, you're still not recovered. I figured as much.
Tis nothing. Tis nothing. Lucia cautioned me against giving vent to my passions, lest my wounds reopen.
I think you working is what opened it back up, actually.
It has not been easy reaching out to our opponents in Ishgard, many of whom sympathized with the actions of the true brothers. But in so doing, we have limited the influence of the Zealots.
My dude, you are allowed to sit while giving me the speech. I understand you got stabbed.
The people are ready, my friend. This conference must go ahead. I knew you would understand. The conference will take place on the border of Ishgardian and Dravanian territory in Falcon's Nest. Lucia is there seeing to the final preparations even as we speak. Pray join her at your earliest convenience. 'Twould not do for the guest of honor to arrive late after all.
Let's just hope it goes better than the last conference.
And, one more thing.
I do not want to get tied up again and framed for murder.
A drink! We should make time for one. Once the conference is concluded, I mean. By my reckoning, 'tis long overdue.
Yeah, the last time it didn't go so well. I don't know how well I trust getting drinks. I saw what happened to the last person and I got framed for it. Okay, back to Falcon's Nest. I wouldn't be surprised if my character eventually develops an aversion to eating food provided by other people. I mean, I'm like that in real life too. Unless everybody else is eating it, I don't trust it enough to eat it myself. The Lord Commander said you would come. As you can see, preparations for the conference are proceeding apace. Mark well the curtain above. It conceals a relief that will be unveiled during the conference. The Masons labor day and night to see it finished on schedule. What is it? Sir Emmerich wanted a symbol which would endure long after the conference is concluded. I think you'll be pleased with the result. It's gonna be like an emblem? 'Twas not my war, but I made it mine, and to see it draw closer to a resolution fills me with a strange hope. His faith is infectious, is it not? his certainty that can be better than we are. Forgive me, I'm rambling. You must be tired from your journey. Go, rest. I will not keep you. Hey there, Snoopy Pants, for continuing on with Heavensward MSQ. Staunch conviction. If you would rather not take a rest, then why not take a walk around the Falcon's Nest? Make your presence known to the people and so forth. In addition to those who have come from far and wide to attend the ceremony, you may meet Lords Artorial and Emanalian, I'll never say that right, who have graciously volunteered their services. They should be glad to see you. Now if you'd excuse me, I need to return to my duties. Do you know when everything's set to begin? I wasn't sure how many might come, so I thought it might be best to come early and find a spot with a great view. When I heard Sir Emmerich was planning to make a speech, I knew I couldn't miss it. I mean, the man risked his own neck to rescue those hostages. How often do we get heroes like that in this day and age? And he's more than a fighter, too. He's a thinker, he is. He's got plans to better our lives, to change things, and he'll do it. By the Fury, me and my friends and family, we all believe he can do it. Bloody exciting, isn't it? Not just peace with the dragons, but with all them heretics besides. Thou must understand, we've got a healthy fear of being bathed in dragon fire. That being said, the heretics did far more to hinder our efforts there than the past, so hearing that we're close to a reconciliation comes as a great relief. Yes, let's hope it all goes well, because I did see Nidhogg starting to build his armies. I fear we might be in for a crash. I'm glad to see the rumors were true. Well met, Master Nightmare, and fear not. I have no intention of begging your aid with this or that. Everything appears to be in order. My only lingering concern is that the convictors might not have been informed of our plans. As I recall, Vidofnir may pass directly for the encampment. Over the encampment. The last thing we need is a glory-seeking nobleman attempting to slay a Dravanian ambassador to a peace conference. Also, I see my chat window flickering in and out, so it might have to do with my internet connection. We're having a bit of a windstorm at the moment, so apologies if stuff takes a bit to go through for me. Or it could be Twitch's servers, too. I can't say. How much has changed since we fought alongside each other in the vault? If you had told me then that we'd soon be hosting a peace conference, I would have thought you a naive fool. Yet here we are, preparing to make a fantasy a reality. Hey, and here I am, laboring to make it so. Lord Artorial, if I may? I looked so shocked at her appearing. Do I have the jitters? Certainly, First Commander. How may I be of service? Some of the convictors are refusing to stand down. The majority are willing to do so, but a small party have instead pledged to engage any Dravanian bound for Falcon's Nest. Fear you take me, they would defy Sir Emmerich's commands if they dare attack Vidofnir. It will not come to that, but to see that it does not, we must needs hasten to their encampment. They should be far more reluctant to oppose us were a Lord of House Fortom present. I understand completely. Let's depart at once. But ere we do so, I must ask, would you look after Emamillion while I'm away? As you know, he has ever been an impulsive, changeable child, but recently he seems to have been suffering from a bout of melancholy. I mean, his brother did recently die. I thought to lift his spirits by having him assist with guard duty, a simple but honorable charge. Unlike to expose him to danger given the pretense of so many other knights. Alas, he has taken no interest, and I fear he may abandon his post in my absence. All I ask is that you keep an eye on him until I return, exhausting though that may be. Thank you, my friend. I promise we'll not be long. Also, you're potentially having that conversation within earshot of him. I can see him in the background, you know. Was that Lord Artorial leaving with the First Commander just now? Once more, a favor. I'm rather busy at the moment, guarding this tavern, as it were. Oh, I see now. Artorial thought I might be a derelict in my duties, eh? The nerve of my brother to question my dedication. But since you're here, mayhap I can put you to proper use. The wasteland beyond the walls must be kept safe for travelers. Yet I have been forbidden from leaving the Falcon's Nest. It wouldn't do for our esteemed guest to be devoured by wolves, oh no. Yet that's precisely what will happen if we do not cull the roaming packs. I'm being sent away, I feel. Your map, if I may. Right. There are the points that the scouts marked on patrol. I'll leave it to you. Come, Honoroi, I must return to my rounds. Oh dear, do be careful. I was tasked with a mission and now I'm just immediately discarding it. We already sent people out for exactly that. Like these people. One of whom is nearly dead, but my point still holds. This is a distraction so he can sneak out, and I guess I fell right for it. Would you like to group up, please? Snoopy has a question. What is the question, Snoopy? There's probably more behind me. Just one. Let me guess, he's gonna be gone upon my re-arrival. No, surprisingly, he's still here. Terrible imposition though it was, I'm relieved that my lord did not think to tend to the wolves by himself. Red Nightmare Wolves Bane, it pleases me to inform you that I've completed my rounds and that all is well in the Falcon's Nest. What did you do while I was gone? Oh, and there's a grizzled fellow looking for you. You know, the one who made it... that one that made the arsonist confess. Clever, that. Oh, Thancred's here. Thancred, was it? He's asking after you. Anyway, once I noticed the garish weapons he was sporting, I deemed it a waste to leave him be. I dispatched him to an area I neglected to mark on your map. Yes, this one. If you hurry, he might still be there. And I am sent away again. I suppose we could simply wait for your friend to return, but if you're feeling impatient, you feel free to go look for him. And I'm sent back out again. Even if Eminem is fine when I return, if the other company comes back before me, they're gonna be like, you left your post. You had one job. And blow. Stay your weapons, we come in peace. Lady Iceheart told us of Vidofnir. She said she would trust Sir Emmerich. Then we, too, would hear what he has to say. But the wolves caught us unawares. And were it not for this man, we would have surely died. What's with the sudden uptick in wolves? Fancy meeting you here. 'Twas fortunate I came when I did. Those two would not have fared well against the wolves on their own. The young lord wasted no time taking advantage of you, did he? And me, I suppose. Let's return to the Falcon's Nest, then, and see what other thrilling tasks he may have for us. Yes, there's a very big uptick in the wolf activity all of a sudden. But why? I'm trying to think if there's anything or anyone that summons wolves. I don't think the dragons win. The heretics seem more on our side. It's always the younger one. Every time, without fail. How wonderful. You found Master Thancred. As ever, I could not help but fear the worst. And there they are. A pair of gallant heroes if I ever saw them. Comrades in arms, reunited at last. But your selfless sacrifice have you guaranteed the safety of many guests. On behalf of Ishgard, I thank you both. With that, there is not left to do but enjoy our well-earned respite. Ether, I guess. I'll probably end up tossing it. For those we have lost. Oh, and this should, of course, go without saying. But let's keep those last few favors between us, yes? Artorial wouldn't understand. Right then. The first floor of the barracks has been converted to a tavern for the duration of the conference. Why don't you go and have something to eat? For once, a suggestion with which I agree. Go ahead, Bryn. I'll join you anon. Much smaller conference than I was expecting.
Welcome. Find yourself an empty seat and I'll be with you in a moment.
Let's hope the food's not contaminated like the last time I was in this place. You catch all the rats yet?
Cold out, isn't it? Here, a mug on the house. Let's get some colour back in them cheeks.
I'm an aura. I have scales on my cheeks.
Afraid food will be a bit longer than usual. We've got a lot of hungry folk to feed, what with the conference and all. Oh, so many people with cause to celebrate. To think there could be peace in our time, after all them years of fighting. When I heard about the conference, I knew I had to come. I knew I had to be here to do my bit.
Why the sudden tone shift?
My husband, he died fighting the dragons, you see. And here we are, about to break bread with him.
The way she said that, yeah, God. When will my character learn? How many times?
You were right, mother. You look tired. Reckon you could do with a good long rest? After all you've done, I say you've earned it.
This is why I don't eat or drink anything when it's only being served to me.
Sleep now.
From people I don't know.
Sleep and leave us to our affairs. This was never your fight.
Thancred! Thancred! Come back! Notice I'm unconscious, please! Get me off the floor! There should be smelling salts somewhere on my person, with all the crafting.
My son. They told me he walks in Halone's halls. Him and the rest of his unit.
They told me the same.
I expect they think it's comforting. Every time I come, I cry. I cannot bear to remember, but to forget would be 1,000 times worse. Yet that is what they would have us do. Accept this truth for the sake of peace. Bury the past and look to the future.
And do you have any idea how many more people would wind up exactly like your son if we don't broker for peace? Did you factor that into the equation?
But he was my future. My flesh and blood. My heart.
Is this it? We're the only ones with the courage to oppose this madness? Cowards, a lot of them. They think only of the prize, of the peace Sir Emmerich promises them. They know in their hearts it's a lie, but they go along with it anyway, desperate fools. But not I. Not I! I see the worm that killed my brother in my dreams every night, and I will not rest until he lies broken at my feet. Him and every last one of his accursed kin. All this nonsense about Kings of Eld, as if I care what they did or didn't do. Makes no difference to me and mine. Have the dragons sued for peace in 1,000 years? Are they bollocks? It's a bloody ruse is what it is, and Sir Emmerich and the rest of them bloody fallen for it.
But what can we do? They believe, and naught we can say will ever change their minds.
Is there anything I can say that would even change yours?
Whether we like it or not, man and dragon will come together at Vulcan's Nest, and all will be forgiven. Forgiven and forgotten.
No. I will not let that happen.
Not forgotten, but at the same time, this whole quest is a good example of eye for an eye makes the world blind.
Oh?
They will remember the true face of the enemy. I will show it to them. And we will rise up against them once more.
Hey! Hey! This is no time for napping.
It's not a nap, Thancred. I'm unconscious. Against my very will.
Do you have your wits about you? Good. Come with me. We have a crisis on our hands.
Clearly I don't, if I was dumb enough to drink the mug in the first place. I'm gonna just brew my own damn tea at this point.
Hear me, brothers and sisters. Do not be fooled by the honeyed words of the Dravarnians. The peace they promise is but a prelude to slaughter. Remember your husbands and wives never returned from war. Your children torn apart by fang and claw. All your loved ones shown no mercy.
Maybe it would have been a better idea to hold this at like a third location.
Does not your heart cry out for vengeance? Your blood boil at the injustice? Remember the face of your enemy, brothers and sisters. Remember it, and strike back!
You there! Don't just stand around gawping! Do something, man! Stop her! Yes, my lord.
Not what I meant. Not what I meant.
the true nature of the Highborn. With lies and deception they lead us to our doom. And dare we raise our voices in dissent? Death is our reward. This is the choice they have given us, brothers and sisters. Death by Dragon's Fang, or death by Nobleman's command. Death to all we hold dear. I spit on your choices, noblemen! You will take no more from me! No more! No more!
Okay, who launched that one? Who has the worst sense of preservation? You again?
What have you done? I only did as you ordered, my lord.
And we have a mess, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how to fix this one. There's a lot of high emotions here.
I gave no such order. I did not. I never meant for anyone to...
Great, my babysitting job just got 1,000 times harder.
Remember back when you were playing Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories and you mentioned that you were planning to play Stardew Valley later, and you also saw some clips of them on my channel. I was wondering if there was a video or playlist of the games for Stardew Valley. I did play them over pandemic, however I've since made those playthroughs private because they ended up being more like pandemic vlogs than actual playthroughs of the game. I did make significant progress into those games, and even made it to the quote-unquote ending of Stardew Valley by completing the recreation center and all the other tasks, but because they were so vloggy and related to my personal life and events of the time, I didn't really feel comfortable leaving them up for long periods anymore. I was either going to make them members only or private them, and I ultimately just ended up privating them. The same happened to a couple of episodes of Genshin Impact as well, which is why there's a few missing numbers of that playthrough too. Since it's not a game I can just easily redo. I dare say that could have not have played out any worse, given that the First Commander and Lord Artorial are not here to take control of the situation. I spoke with the messenger who said they'd be returning shortly, but until they do, naught will be done. Lord Mamillion has retreated to the barracks and is refusing to speak to anyone. Therefore it falls on us to ensure that order has been fully restored. Come, let us walk the streets and speak with the people. I might do that with a few more playthroughs from that era as well. Just because stuff was like so stressful and so tough, and I did talk about it in those videos, and now, years later, it feels kind of personal because people like to interpret things their own way, I guess. And as a result, I'm not as comfortable having them up. I know a lot of people did the exact same thing. So for games that I can replay, I even might. But for stuff like Genshin, you really only play once. I privated the individual parts, and for stuff like Stardew Valley and Zoo Tycoon, I just made the playthroughs themselves private. They're still technically on the channel. I might make them members only in the future if I'm allowed to do that. Some games you can and some you can't, so I kind of have to go through it. Stardew Valley you probably could. It's made by one dude, and he's probably pretty chill with the idea. Zoo Tycoon I probably could, considering that the studio no longer even exists to, like, give me crap about making it members only to begin with. I'm not allowed to for games like this, because it outright says in the TOS that you can't. But for stuff that's made by a defunct studio, or like by one indie person, and you're not like spoiling a visual novel or something, you probably can. But I'd want to go back and rewatch everything first, just to see what parts I'm comfortable with putting back up or not. So for the time being, they are no longer available. Sorry. How was the games, though? I liked the games. I liked both of them fairly well. It was more just because they ended up being vlogs rather than playthroughs. Most people, when they search for something like a Stardew Valley playthrough, they're expecting, you know, most of the content to focus around Stardew Valley. But since these were so much turned into vlogs that just had Stardew Valley as a backdrop because of everything else going on, it felt kind of appropriate to make them either unlisted or private. My wife and I fell while fleeing with the others at first. The Terugians tended to their bruises afterwards. Oh, the mad fools have ruined everything. And for what? Yeah, I agree, man. They're making their grief... They're refusing to get over their grief, basically. I'll never forgive them for this. Never. I guess it's technically not the first playthroughs I've done it with either. I've done it with a few other playthroughs of the past. Not necessarily because they were vlogs, but because I just didn't care for, like, the quality of them anymore. My old microphone back then, it was, like, really, really bad. My current microphone's not great, but my old one was, like, whoo boy, so much worse. And it's like, oh, I don't feel these are high enough quality to even leave up, and I plan to redo them one day. Have I gotten around to it? No. Do I intend to? One day? Maybe. I heard the rumors that the young lord was a drunken fool. What imbecile thought it would be a good idea to let him have the run of Falcon's Nest? Well, he didn't really have a run of it, he was just on patrol. But since he's a nobleman, and therefore everybody takes what noblemen say to be, like, word of law, of course, he did the worst with it. It wasn't even really the kid's fault, that's not even technically what he ordered. Well, I say him and Sir Emmerich take their bloody change and shove it up their arses. I'll not be taken in by that rot again. She's right, you know. We're not but tools to them, to be used and discarded as they see fit. We all saw it. That situation you're wrong about overall depends on the high house. Could use a different system in general, but you know. They were wrong to resort to violence, but when I heard her speak, her words were a dagger in my heart. Who are we to decide when enough is enough? That their calls for justice can never be answered. Will this be the end of it? Or will it be others like them and the True Brothers? I do not wish to bear steel against my kinsmen ever again. I do not know if I ever can. It depends. Do you want peace or not? Because these are your actual two choices. Do you want the war with the dragons to last forever? Or do you want to be able to finally sort through that grief? Nobody says you're not allowed to hang on to it, but we're deciding if a war ends or not. That's what you really need to look forward to with it. Does it mean you necessarily have to get along with the dragons, especially those that directly resulted in the death of your loved ones? No. But if you want the bloodshed to end, not just for you, but for everybody else, this is what we're actually debating. I'm tired of it. I'm just so tired of it all. To be fair, Stardew is a game that's something easy to rant or vent over the gameplay. It is, that's part of the reason I did it too. In my current space at the time, I didn't have any aircon or anything either. And it was a super hot summer, so it was one of the few games I could actually get to run. So I'd play it like super duper early in the morning. But then it got to a point where my environment got so bad and out of control that I couldn't even hardly play Stardew Valley for like an hour or two before everything went to shit. So yeah, a lot of it was more about ranting of my environment and stuff I was going through over pandemic, and it just kind of felt like, oh, I don't know if these are appropriate to keep up anymore, seeing as, like I said, most people who search for a playthrough of a game want to see primarily content about that game, less vlogs themselves. It's one thing to have a little bit of vloggy content in between, like I'm doing now, but for the most part, it has to be about the game. And nothing about my Stardew Valley playthroughs anymore were about the game. So they really were vlogs with Stardew Valley as a backdrop, so it didn't feel right keeping them up as if they were a playthrough. Even though, ironically, I played through, like, the majority of the game and got pretty much everything. Well, what say you? So, the violence has passed, but the people are far from recovered. That's to be expected. For the moment, it appears that no innocents were harmed by the guards. The blame for all casualties can be placed squarely upon the protesters. Nevertheless, the people will soon forget the image of a young lordling ordering the public execution of an unarmed protester, one whose words resonated with the hearts of many. After all, who among us has not lost loved ones? Ooh, new stuff. It's, outdated, but hey. Lord Artorial and the First Commander should have returned by now. You hope my environment is better nowadays. It's not great, but it is better, at least. Definitely compared to the environment I was in. Which had no heat in the winter, and no aircon in the summer, and actually terrible neighbors who were harassing me daily. To the tavern, then. The first order of business will be to speak with Lord Emilian, and I somehow doubt that he has moved in Ilm since we last saw him. He's just sitting here like, great, I can't leave. Oh wait, no, this is backwards. It's like, yeah, I messed up. Teenager messed up. At first I thought it was Artorial and Emilian were backwards, so I'm like, at first I thought Artorial was the one with his head in his hands, like, god damn it, I leave for 5 minutes. Fury take me, what a disaster. I should have never left. You really shouldn't have. How are the crows doing? Crows are doing fine. They recently had more babies, and are making baby noises up in the trees, because they do baby voice, similar to humans. How we talk about little kids, like, they're just so cute, you're just so cute. Crows do the same thing. It's adorable. And my apologies, Bren. I bear full responsibility for this debacle. There'll be time for that later. I, for one, am more concerned about picking up the pieces. What do we know? According to initial reports, the protest was orchestrated by the young woman whom Lord Emilian ordered shot. She and her conspirators infiltrated Falcon's Nest, posting as a servant and guests. Several were taken alive, others resisted and were struck down. Still others took their own lives. Our forces suffered casualties as well, but by the grace of the Fury, no civilians were seriously injured. Still more remarkably, the ringleader yet lives, for the time being at least. The Cherugans are doing what they can for her, but may not live through the night. Given the impeccable timing, it's likely that the convictors who drew us away from the hamlet were in league with the protesters. Accordingly, we have detained them for questioning. I'll be sworn that these villains spent as much effort plotting the failure of peace conference as we did its success. Well, if the mood for the hamlet is any indication, theirs have been more fruitful labors. In the wake of the protest, the people seem disillusioned. You spoke with him, then. I see. Sir Emmerich placed his trust in me. It'll be difficult to explain what has happened here. Remember how far we've come, First Commander. The people's faith may be shaken, but we've convinced them before, and will do so again. If we can but find a means to remind them, to show them once more the promise that change holds for all, then the tragedy too shall pass into the past. We must pray that you're right. Yeah, unfortunately, change like this takes time. You gotta keep trying for it, but it's not an overnight thing. Nevertheless, for the time being, I have no choice but to suspend the peace conference, pending Sir Emmerich's final decision. Under the circumstances, I cannot leave Falcon's Nest. Bren, will you deliver the report to the Lord Commander in my stead? Get up, Emilian. You're going with her. Or them. Go on without me. I was not asking. You will answer for your actions, in person. Is that clear? Yes, my lord. Come, Honoré. Your manservant is not here. In fact, I've not seen him for quite some time. He may not have wanted to get involved. Honoré? Honoré? I could have sworn he was... Maybe he was part of it. That or he just didn't want the reputation. Once I've determined that my presence is no longer required, I'll return to the capital as well. Please give my regards to the Lord Commander. Especially if he doesn't live inside House Tom. He could be at danger by still working for these people. I too had best remain here for a time. I should hope that the worst is past, but it's too early to say for certain. Also, can we maybe bolster the defense of Sir Emmerich just in case? He's gonna have a hard time fending for himself since he too was recently stabbed. Where am I? Ah, here. Is he alive? I don't think he is.
No, no. What have they done to you? Onawa! Onawa!
Hanawa? Okay, that's not how I thought that would be pronounced. Okay, good, you're alive. But for them to beat up a kid...
Is that you, my lord? You seem rather flustered.
Like, yes, okay, he serves the lord you dislike, but he's also, like, between 10 and 12. You have to be a monster yourself to beat up an actual child like that.
Because of you, you imbecile! What in the seven hells happened to you?
My apologies. Some few of the guests expressed a wish to leave, and I implored them to stay. It would seem they took issue with my request.
Oh, gods forgive me. If I had only been more careful with my words.
Can you let me heal the child, please?
Do not blame yourself, my lord. I know that you and your brother have Ishgard's best interests at heart. That poor woman. She lives in the past, clinging to the memories of the lost. But the future holds so much promise, so much joy. And you know that better than any.
Onawa?
Calm yourself. The boy will live. But it's imperative we get him inside and into the care of a Kairoujan without delay.
And it's pronounced Kairoujan? Like Chimera? Kairoujan. Okay. French.
Oh, we were so close! Why does it all have to fall to pieces? Don't they want to live in peace? Don't they want to be happy? We all want the same thing! And still it falls to pieces!
Yeah, I've been asking myself that a lot lately.
Tell me, what was I supposed to do? Someone, anyone, tell me, what was I supposed to do?
Honestly, all you can really do is still try to broker for peace and show people that there is a better way that doesn't involve hatred and rage. What am I mad at him for? If anything, I need to give him a hug.
Stop looking to others. You make your choice and you live with the consequences.
He's right, though.
And what would you know about consequences? You who always know just what to say and just what to do. Your every deed is greeted with a round of applause.
Maybe not the best thing to say to someone who just lost their stepdaughter.
You know nothing about me. I have fought tooth and nail for the people I hold dear. Done everything in my power to save them. And I have failed.
Yep, same. I hold this position not out of ignorance, but out of way too many repeated experiences.
Learn to live with it. I have.
Better is relative. You can be a foot out of hell, but still be in hell. Well, depends on how you look at it. The word is heavy-rooted in perspective. It is. He really do be. I'll take him to the... Chimera? Was it? It sounds like Chimerans. Chimerans? Oh my god, this word! What is it? Let's see if I can get it to say it. An archaic word for surgeon. Okay, we don't use that one anymore. Let's see.
Chirurgeon.
This one sounds like Chirurgeon.
Chirurgeon.
Chirurgeon. This one makes it actually sound more like surgeon. At least you don't have neighbors who play Dragon Ball Sparking Zero? Chirurgeon. Excuse me. Sorry. Sorry, it's taking me a bit to actually learn some of these words. I'll take him to the Chirurgeons. It's the least I can do. No, but I do have ones that are repeatedly loud or blow my roof off with fireworks. Or wake me up at 1 in the morning like they did last night. I may have overreacted, but it needed to be done. It was becoming hysterical. I understand the desire to look for reasons, for excuses, to convince yourself you had no choice. But the past is the past, and there's naught that can be gained from reliving your mistakes. I know this, but he... I'll just go for the money, since the weapons are outdated. Yeah, that's been part of my healing as well. Like, you can look at the past and say, what could I have done differently 1,000,000 times, but you can't change it, so what matters is what you do now. I have no desire to wait for the Lordling to emerge from his puddle of self-pity. We have important matters to attend to in Ishgard. You can still learn from your mistakes and make better choices in the future, but nothing can change them. Reality. It sucks, but it's what we got. You're expected. Please, pray proceed. The fans who play this, scream like the Dragon Ball characters. They might be louder than your neighbors. Okay, it sounds like a similar scenario then. Different context, same problem. But yeah, people who hoot and holler constantly, to the point that you can hear them with all of your windows and doors closed in the middle of the night is definitely part of the problem that I experienced too, yes. So, different fandom, same issue. We received troubling reports from the Falcon's Nest. What befell you there? Oh, so much. Sorry, Sir Emmerich, you're not gonna like this one. Word of the demonstration and its resolution outstripped you, Bren. Every man, woman, and child of Ishgard has heard the tale. I had to walk all the way back, man. 'Tis rumored that my youngest's lack of judgment was to blame. Of course, such stories are prone to exaggeration. What exactly came to pass? I see. So that's the truth of it. Regardless of his intent, the result is undeniable. He has furthered the cause of these misguided few who cannot let go of the past. In an instant, the delicate peace we were poised to forge is once more beyond us. To dwell so deeply on the war and its vengeance it begets, only for that too to be taken away. It is any wonder why they were left bereft. For what was this sacrifice? Have we not to show for our suffering? I thought peace was a sufficient salve, but mayhap I was mistaken. We're warriors, Lord Edmont. Ours is a nation built on centuries of warfare. Right or wrong, this is who we are. And we deny it at our peril. Not necessarily. Sometimes the action of 1 or 2 people can change the entire course of history. It was the action of a few dumb teenagers, a few dumb, very reckless teenagers that sparked the fires that fueled the initial world wars, so... Yeah, sometimes it really is just people's emotions getting out of hand. to hold on to the past without being beholden by it. We must needs find a way to honor the sacrifice of our forefathers without glorifying in their excess. A difficult path, to be sure. We dare not deny the scars which mar our nation's soul, lest we spur the disillusioned souls to retrace them. But as you say, we dare not revel in the past glories either, for they are tainted to all. A clear, unambiguous enemy, and an undeniably righteous cause. 'Tis a bitter reflection, but lies though they were, they did long serve to unite us. No truth will ever serve as well, I fear. Yet, we're not without options. One of the best things to get over grief is to give people something to do, whether it's rebuilding or focusing on new pursuits, even hobbies on like the individual level or even a mass level. Things like that drastically help heal. So giving these people that are upset a new cause to go along with brokering peace, not necessarily has to be like warfare, but like rebuilding the city or providing for others or being able to learn new arts or talents, would go a long way in helping to push peace with the Dervanians. At our last meeting, a proposal was tabled by the other members of the Eorzean Alliance for joint military exercises to strengthen the ties between our nations and test our readiness to meet with the common threat. I had thought to delay these exercises until after the peace conference, but mayhap a great melee would just be the thing to lift our beguiled spirits. Better still, the occasion for the Temple Knights, and the watch to take the field, us allies, an unfulfilled Ishgardian force, filled with men and women from all walks of life, which could stand as a coalition of the allied nations' finest. Hosted by Ishgard, the show of the Gates of Judgment. A victory under such circumstances could serve as a reformation, nay, a declaration to all, and sundry, that we are as strong and united as ever. This is also why sports are so darn important. Stuff like that really helps take people's minds elsewhere and focus on other things. Such a victory would do so much to fan the flames of patriotism, it's true. But if we should be defeated, though, even hold our own against the cream of 3 nations might be presented as a triumph. Very well, you may count on my support, for what little it is worth. However, I have a request. I'd have my son Ememelian take part in the grand melee. By his deeds he has brought shame upon Ishgard, and so by his deeds I would have him bring our nation honor. As you wish, my lord. If that is his desire, then it shall be so. Now then, we have no time to lose. Friend, would you be so kind as to deliver my instructions to Lucia? I shall write to the Alliance leaders at once and begin making arrangements for the grand melee. I mean, this kind of is a sport. Should you chance to see my son, pray inform him of his duty. If he's not already returned, he will soon enough, making effort to avoid me. You'll find my son out acting his age. What fandom are my neighbors in? They're not necessarily in a fandom, it's just part of frat American culture around here. I call it frat culture, but he's not actually a college student. So that is their solution, a grand melee to unite the people. And what part would they have you play in this affair, I wonder? You, whom they've taken into their confidence, upon whom they have come so heavily to rely. And will you oblige them with the proposition as made? Will you stand for Ishgard once more? I've come this far. I will stand for my friends and comrades, not a nation. True, that is how I look at it as well. I'm not necessarily beholden to a nation, I'm beholden to people. It's getting to be a bit much, isn't it? I feel like this one accurately reflects me as a person. A poor choice of words. For friends tried and true, then. The living and the lost. So, for this grand melee of his, Sir Emmerich wishes to force comprising both the Temple Knights and Hilda's watch, yes? I can only imagine what she will have to say about that. In fact, curiosity compels me to go see for myself. Thancred, you know I'm not good with words, but my actions speak for themselves. I'm bad at conveying what I want to do, but good at actually doing it. Just let me cook, Thancred. You've lived outside a pub, had a very outspoken, Person screamed their opinions in the middle of the night. Yep, have that. I've lived outside a pub once too, at my last apartment. It was quieter and more peaceful. The streams I did from my old original apartment, so like the Echoes of Time stream, the really, really early ones, that apartment that I was in, right next to a pub. And it was so much quieter. I've also had people scream stuff like that at me too. That was at the last place. That's part of the reason I couldn't stay. Including in the middle of the night, or they'd throw stuff at my windows, or try to attack me outside. That was not fun. There was a time there was a domestic that could be heard in the middle of the night. Yep, had that too. Not to mention the amount of time police have showed up. Same boat, DJT. I see you understand me well. But yeah,
that last place was horrible. I couldn't stay.
Even the landlord was in on it, so yeah, that's a big part of the reason. So things are better-ish here. I've still had some of what you described, most of it on the noise end, but some of it on the destructive end. Thankfully, less blatant racism. That's the last place, but that's because some of my other neighbors won't allow for that either. But yeah, that's a lot of what I went through too, so I understand deeply. But talking about it a lot, people, yeah, it's kind of hard at times. Well, Matt Bren, have you spoken with Sir Emmerich? Or to talk about it, but people themselves don't understand the dynamic and how bad it can be, and so they take things out of context. But yeah, I was living in that exact same scenario, and still sort of am to some degree, so I am with you in solidarity. I was aware of the Alliance's request, so Sir Emmerich would turn these exercises into a spectacle for the masses. It is not that I doubt the efficiency of such a plan. Indeed, I know its effectiveness only too well, having witnessed it firsthand. Nevertheless, he has not only given me a reason to doubt his intentions, and these are desperate times indeed. I will select nights for the event forthwith. As for the watch. Alas, I couldn't just stay in my old apartment either because the rent got boosted. Otherwise I would have. Did he now? How considerate of Master Thancred to seek out our young watch commander of his own volition. Alas, he acted prematurely. Pray deliver this list of watch candidates to Hilda. I would have her best men, not her most dispensable. Forgive me, but I have much to do. Send Hilda my regards. Yeah, I wish people could get over that aspect of humanity as well. We're all humans! We're all on this bitch of an earth together! Can we please get along? At least on that aspect of it. I thought you had something to discuss with the first commander. Bloody fool doesn't realize I have to sit this one out. If all the watch ran off with Sir Emmerich to play soldier, who'd be left to keep an eye on things here? Huzzah, we've been spoiling for a fight. We need to vent our frustration somewhere. Get the usual JRPG Fight Club ring. We won't let Sir Emmerich down, you'll see. Tancred's been telling me about Sir Emmerich's grand soiree. Seems we'll be expected to join in. It's nice of him to invite us and all, but I hope he knows what he's doing, 'cause we ain't dressed to dance with professional bleeding soldiers. A correspondence from Lucia, addressed to Hilda. Oh wow, seems the first commander's gone and hand-picked her guests. Can't say I disagree with her choices, though. She's got a good eye. Will you be fighting too? Reckon it'd inspire the lads if you were. Might take their minds off getting their hides tanned and all. Think about it, eh? I hate to ask, but you've seen our favorite lordling, have you not? I thought not. The assumption had been he'd not been found in his father's loving embrace. I suggest we split and look for him. I'll search the foundation and you the pillars. He really shouldn't be running off with tensions this high. the racism wasn't directed at you, and you just find it both annoying and embarrassing. We as a people act that way at all. More so when they're relatives, if it makes a scene. Yeah, unfortunately, it was directed at me that time. As it so often is. When you are not the majority. I forget how to say that again. I've carried him to the manor. Our best surgeons, I might just say surgeons, are tending to him as we speak. He's yet to wake, but surely he will. So Father has volunteered me for this grand melee of theirs. My beloved family always making my decisions for me. No, it's not like that. It's just, you wouldn't understand. How could you? You're free to be the person you want to be, whereas given the backstory I've given this character, not so much as you think I am. I'm escaped. Free is stretching the definition a little bit. I'm son of House for Tom, don't you see? My future was determined before I was born. What I could and could not do. Right or wrong, that was the way of it, until the old order began to crumble. Now we wander amidst the rubble, searching for a purpose, for a place. You know, the people below you feel the same way, you know? When you're born into a certain poverty level, like, your options are just as limited oftentimes. Around me, brave men and women rise to the occasion. With faith and conviction, they dedicate themselves to their causes. But not I. I was terrified of making the wrong choice, which is why I let better men make them for me. Do this, do that, take this duty, guard this conference. Well, now that the order's crumbling a bit, now you can start to make some of your own choices. I suppose I convinced myself I was above it, until your friend showed me otherwise. When I saw Hanurai, I wanted to scream. I wanted someone to blame, but in the end, there was only me. Only me. So you see, I cannot meekly bow my head and accept Father's command. Such cowardice is what brought me to this point. I'll go to Sir Emmerich, and I'll make my own decision. Wait. Did I choose the wrong... I thought I was going to the foundation itself. Oh my god. I warped myself out. I clicked the wrong thing, sorry. The way you described my last place, it sounds like sweet hell. Yep. It really was. Daily occurrence, too. Found him, did you? The Lord Commander is not to be disturbed. May I ask what matter demands his personal attention? I see. Very well. You may enter. The point. People probably got tired of hearing me complain about it, but when that's your daily life, yeah, you kind of need to vent. And it does impact you. A lot. Yes, DJTs too.
I wish to speak with you before the Grand Melee.
Proceed.
How do you do it, my lord? How do you lead with such certainty, when so many of our countrymen will not hear of peace with the Dravanians?
Do what else? Let the war continue and even more bloodshed and even more lies?
Some of them hate you almost as much as the dragons themselves. They decry you as a patricide in the streets. They even tried to kill you, for God's sakes. Yet still you march on, undaunted.
where no archbishop dared to tread. What is your secret? Where do you find the strength?
I want to see the world be better.
For centuries, our nation has been punished for the sins of our forefathers. If our punishment is to end, I believe we must right the wrongs of antiquity and move forward as a nation united. Needless to say, my father did not share this opinion. He did not believe the people strong enough to bring about their own deliverance, trusting only in himself. Tyranny seemed to him the only solution. But I have faith in the people, Lord Amanalain. I have faith that they will weather this storm and overcome every trial we set before them.
If not the current generation, then maybe the next.
Many have fought and died to see this blight upon our nation's history cleansed, and I would not let their sacrifices be in vain. Though we invite reprisals, the risk is worth the reward.
I want to believe. I do. Lord Commander, through my careless orders, a pall has been cast over these proceedings, and I beg the opportunity to make amends. I, Amanalain de Forton, do hereby request leave to take part in the Grand Melee.
Who am I to deny such a heartfelt plea? We would be honored to have you join the fray, my lord.
You'll take charge of the Ishgardian forces?
For all my other responsibilities, I am still Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, and I would not soon yield this duty to another.
The esteemed Sir Emeric leading the Temple Knights and the Watch into battle along with my youngest. I could wish for no more.
Then you wish for too little, my lord. There is another who might yet join the fray. An indispensable ally to whom we owe much and more.
I'm assuming you mean me.
An adventurer beholden to none, who nevertheless chose to champion our cause, who has shared in our suffering and in our glory. A warrior without equal, who I am privileged to call a friend. There is no one I would rather have fighting by my side. I ask this in full knowledge of your obligations, and will not think less of you should you refuse. But if your conscience will allow it, might you oblige me, my friend, one more time.
Knock some heads together for me so we can broker peace.
Together we shall give the people a spectacle for the ages, a celebration to mark the dawning of a new era.
Sometimes you gotta fight for people's rights even if you don't like them personally. But it is true, it only takes a pebble to cause a ripple. We would not have come this far if it were not for you. It's been an honor and a privilege. Gods help me, I think I might be in love. With Lucia? I dare say it might be cheating too. Your mere presence is enough to turn the tide of most battles. Wait, you're not talking about me, are you? Did you see the way his eyes lit up when you nodded? 'Twas a look of boundless relief and joy. One would think a politician more practiced at concealing his emotion. Thancred, who are you talking about? I can't tell of the three people you mentioned which one you mean. Still, his honesty does him credit. For a moment I was affair inspired to pledge myself to the cause, but that would be improper. This is their fight, and yours, but not mine. Which of the three people in the room are you talking about? Myself, Lucia, or Emmerich? Mayhap I ought to fight for the other side, you know, to even the odds. A spectacle for the ages. Sir Emmerich informs me that the Alliance leaders have agreed to his proposal. The Grand Melee will be held here, in the shadow of the Gates of Judgment, and in sight of the capital. An announcement has been made, and Allied forces are currently en route. The eyes of Ishgard are upon us. We must not fail. A rare opportunity to see you pitch yourself against Allied forces outside of Cartano. Perhaps. I would not miss this for the world. Just nowhere where we can be shot at by arrows, please. I do not want a retaliatory strike. Where am I going? I'm going this way. Okay, it seems far enough out. Maybe. I'll have to judge by the other gate. I don't know. Tis a matter of pride for the Alliance as well. They will not scruple to send their best against us. We must not be cowed. Too much rests on our success. The second commander of Hilda's lieutenants shall see to the security of the city in my absence. The melee demands my undivided attention. It ain't often a high-born dandies deign to fight alongside us holy-poly. Take all our name days rolled into one, it is. Then again, it's our national pride that's at stake, national and personal. I ain't about to be let a snotty-nosed lordling show me up. And, like, I don't mind either if people party respectfully downtown. It's just that when it interrupts your daily life and it causes people to be intoxicated and belligerent in your personal space and get into your personal space and destroy your personal space, then I take issue with it. It looks to be a veritable who's who of the Eorzean Alliance. The only question is, who came to watch and who came to fight? Nanamo. Definitely Nanamo. It's one emotes that change depending on class. Actually didn't catch which emote that he did. There they are. I say, when you didn't appear, I began to question. Nothing, never mind. To think that we're mere moments away from facing the cream of Eorzea's soldiery in battle. That I am a mere... what if? Oh, what am I saying? I have to stop imagining the worst. I must think of the victory, the glory of the stories I will tell Honoré when he awakes. The reward for the quest? Wait, what? The reward I get for this is going to be a different emote depending on the class? Journal, thank you. Oh, this. Victory. The victory pose, you mean? It's the class that changes the whole school, not the system, but its students? I no longer... Do I get it regardless of the class? Or do I get the emote... Does the emote change if I change classes later? Like, is the victory emote going to be one emote that I only get for, like, one specific class and then I never get another one? Or does it simply change depending on what class I'm in, but I get it for all the classes? Because otherwise I might want to change to a different class. I do not yet know how this goes. It changes on class. So it's safe to get it under any class then. And it'll apply to all of them. Yep, okay. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't think they'd be so rude as to, like, never give it to another class, but you never know. I'm ready, are you? I guess so. By the Fury, how could I forget? Father bid me present this to you. I know it's sudden, but we believe the men would find it inspiring if you bore the colors of House Fatamp into battle. Pray do us this honor. During the Grand Melee, some of your gear will be glamored. Your attributes and abilities will be unaffected. Oh. You're changing my outfit? Lord Rodan and company is here. Yeah, they put me in Kurtha's gear.
Let all here present heed well the rules of engagement.
The Grand Melee is a large-scale battle in which an allied company of Ul'dan, Gridanian, and Limsan forces will be pitted against a company of Ishgardian forces. So, similar to PvP? When a combatant is incapacitated, the opposing company will be awarded tactical points. The first company to obtain a designated tactical rating of 100 points is declared the victor. Maybe I can't pass too far forward. During the Grand Melee, officiants may mark certain combatants with the Fury's Gaze, which will be indicated by an etherical tether linking them to the company's flag. When defeating most combatants will award your company 1 tactical point. Defeating marked combatants will award your company 10. Marked combatants also possess enhanced attributes, rendering them more powerful and more difficult to defeat. Defending and defeating these combatants is key to victory.
For the honor and the glory of Ishgard.
And we actually have the leaders watching us as well.
All is ready then.
Oops, sorry. Very well.
Brave men and women of the Eorzean Alliance, let the Grand Melee begin!
I love how they have a variety and we just have all sorts. Ooh, yeah. A lot more people than I thought. Forward for Ishgard. Okay, you're actually a black mage. You're not who I wanted to go for first. I guess I was looking for the white mages. Like you. Dragoon. Okay, you look like another healer. All grouped up for me, very nice. No, don't take them away! You are ruining the formation, sir. Just focus on the tether target. Alright, if you insist. Oh, you're not. There we go. Wait, that's our tether. But they have one here too, so it's fine. And back across the field we go. Turn tank stance on, ding dong. You have better grid management than everybody else, so you might as well. Here's the tether target. Where are we going? That's our grid. It's all them focusing up on ours. You see it? I dare say that you've been impacted, my darling. Where's their tether? Do they even have one? I don't know if they do. So that's our tether. There's stuff happening over there, but there's a tether target. Able to draw his attention? Nope. Okay, Lucy is no longer tether targeted. This is, though. How do we know how many points we got? Did we do it? Oh, I've been tethered. Cyclops! Cyclops! Everyone on your guard! All forces fall back. I see Radon brought some of his dungeon monsters from the Colosseum. Continue the melee. I'll deal with him. And you didn't even use your sword. You know, if you did, maybe it wouldn't have an eye? Daft sod, you heard the man. Back to it. Oh no, that's just a regular monster, maybe. What the heck? All forces, form a line umbra now. He's gonna cut him down in like one swing, isn't he? Only got one arm, but I guess that's all he needs. We could get him a prosthetic with a crossbow in it, similar to Berserk. Why are you so keen to get me alone, Rodon? Well met, I will not lie. I was hoping it would come to this. So then, shall we dance? Damn it all. Just you and me, General. By the Fury, it's just the two of them in there. On your guard, Lord Vermilion. Our fight is not yet finished. all you bastards got? Your attack patterns remind me of a Efreet. Gosh, they just keep coming. Don't you dare lose in there. So far, seems to be going well. Brilliant, you're indeed the warrior of light. He's gathering for something. Ooh, I couldn't get to him from that. This one here. I missed it. Am I doing any damage to him in there? A little bit. Strength friend for the glory of Ishgard. Alright, take your victory. You've earned it. Sorry, man, your patterns are just really similar to Efreet's, and I've done that fight many times.
Did she win? Then we...
Why so surprised? I fight primals.
Victory is ours! Ishgard! Ishgard!
Kind of feels a little like cheating, though, with me here. All things considered.
Well fought, my friend. You truly are the warrior of warriors. Thank the fury you were on our side.
Oh, my lungs are burning, and I can barely stand.
You got a buzzard flying over you.
I didn't think I could do it, but then I did. We did. We faced the Alliance's best, and together, with one heart, with one purpose, we prevailed. After 1,000 years of hardship, of strife and bloodshed, we are strong enough to rise to any challenge, be it on the battlefield or beyond. The future holds so much promise, so much joy. We need only show them the way.
Truly magnificent display, Sir Knight. While doubtless less than pleased, I am quite sure the Grand Companies are honored to have been bested by such valiant warriors.
The honor was ours, Your Grace.
I am pleased to see that Ishgard's proud martial tradition is being upheld. When the time comes, I trust you will fight alongside your brothers and sisters in the Eorzean Alliance with the same fervor you displayed in opposing them.
I don't know if it's appropriate to call it martial tradition, considering that we've been at war all this time, as opposed to yours, which is Colosseum-based, but hey.
I note that our friend elected to take the field in Ishgardian colors.
didn't get a choice.
At my behest, Your Grace. If we have given offense, the blame lies with me.
Fear not, Sir Knight. It was a surprise, nothing more. And any hint of ill feeling was thoroughly dispelled by the spectacle of our mutual friend's duel with General Raubarn. On the subject of surprises, I could not help but marvel at the passion and unity of purpose displayed by your countrymen, given the troubling reports we have received of late.
I shall take that as a compliment, Your Grace. The events to which you allude are the price of change. The end of the Dragonsong War marks the beginning of a new era for our nation, and for the people, high and lowborn alike, who will lead her into the future.
Ah, yes. The people.
Yeah, how's your potential democracy going?
Change is indeed a perilous thing, for we who seek it, and they who fear it. I shall pray for Ishgard, and for you.
Honestly, that little conversation right there might have earned him a greater ally than any of all this debacle combined, because Nanamo understands the hardships of transferring into a new regime. Or changing the hearts of the people, even if it would benefit everyone better. Resistance to change is sometimes really, really hard. You can want a lot of things, getting it to actually go is another.
Well, that made for a refreshing change. Congratulations on your victory, by the way. Ishgardians certainly seem happy with themselves. I, for my part, am merely glad you did not strain anything in the process of single-handedly winning the battle for them.
When did my character ever strain anything, Thancred? I'm just as nimble as you, if not more. Actually, now I'm officially more.
"'Tis but a scratch, I assure you, and I will not suffer you to worry over me. Not when we have a dozen far more important concerns."
Your mana routes being blocked is not a scratch, sir. It's a problem. They're still at a war with Garlemald. It's just cold for a bit. True.
Make that 2 dozen. Still, as your Stola never tires of telling me, we can but face them head-on one at a time. One day at a time. As Minfilia would have done.
Still better than 0, my dude. As long as I live, I shall never forget that duel. It was inspiring and humbling in equal measure. I feel honor-bound to point out, however, that my father was fighting one-handed. Balls, I had forgotten what it was like to feel so alive. Not since leaving the Blood Sands have I had the privilege. Not since the Bull of Alamigo hung up his swords. Back then the outcome might have been different, but I do not begrudge you of your victory. I know how far you've come, how much you've endured. Our fight only confirmed it. We shall have to do this again one day when time allows. I shall look forward to it. Now go to the Ishgardians and celebrate your victory. You've earned it. Come, Pippin. Her Grace is expecting us. Lead on, father. Okay, that's not too far. And she's simply right behind me. Speaking of emotes that change, there is technically a draw emote that's different. I'm guessing you get that with Pictomancer. Said your goodbyes. In all the years I've known Raban, I cannot recall ever seeing him look so happy in defeat. Well, everything seems to be falling into place, does it not? The Ishgardians have claimed their symbolic victory, and the Eorzean alliance has been strengthened in the process. Be proud, Bren. You made this happen. Actually, I might check with them first before I claim this. I confess, it stung my pride to be brushed aside so easily, but when the flames subsided, and I saw you standing there triumphant, there was only gladness in my heart. The messengers have already been dispatched. Let us pray that this victory has the desired effect. That was just another battle for you, but for my lot, if it weren't so much the fighting as not the tripping over each other's feet, his lordship might think about laying on some actual training on us next time. Augmented Hailstorm Grimoire. They look like they'd potentially be cool. Can I have clothes on when I try on the gear, please? Thank you. Yeah, they look badass. I don't know how much easier these are to get again afterwards. What level are they? 240. Let's try... Here's the gun. Not as big of a fan of the gun. It kind of bothers me too, because the way you hold it would actually be really difficult. How do you keep a firm grip? This must be Black Mage weapon. There's one very similar to it already, with a crystal on top like that. And the Grimoire. A cool looking book. I might get the bow, just to hang on to it. I'm guessing we can probably get these later. There's very few weapons, I think, that are like a one-time deal. You've earned the victory emote. I cannot help but wonder what would happen had you lost. Fantastical though as the state of affairs questionably is, I dare say the world would simply have ended. When you're ready to return, pray and inform the Lord Commander. Alright, for those who we can yet save. We've done it. Nay, you've done it. You brought us the victory we so desperately needed. There's naught left but to return to the capital. Come, let us see what the reception awaits us. They're dropping a trial or dungeon? Okay, so there is a way to get them back again. For any I miss out on. Probably a future dungeon.
My lord!
Honorwa, my boy. Shouldn't you be in bed?
Thank you for your concern, my lord. But I have largely recovered from my ordeal, and I have naught but several scars to show for it.
I can see that.
Which I have been told some women may find appealing.
Yeah, he's got one over his left eye.
I see. And to think I was worried sick over you.
I'm not sure I understand, my lord.
Be nice to the kid. He's been through much.
My lord?
Quit scaring the child.
It would seem that a great many things have occurred in my absence. I thought I might begin to make amends by welcoming you in person.
The messengers spared not their chocobos to bring us word of your victory in the grand melee. I cannot well describe our elation when we heard the news. It called to mind the day we rejoined the Eorzean alliance, and I glimpsed hope rekindled in the eyes of the people.
The Fury herself ushers us into a new era. Sir Emmerich, the time is now.
Aye, that it is. Reconvene the conference and summon Vidofnir to Falcon's Nest. We will make peace with Hraesvelga's brood and hasten this bloody war to its end.
Is that scar on the kid above one of his eyes? I think it is, yeah.
Yes, Lord Commander.
I will send word to Artoirel and bid him resume preparations. Emanuele, you will place yourself at your brother's disposal. He will be glad of your assistance.
Looks directly at other brother. You will be glad for his assistance.
No stopping it now, is there? We should inform Stola and the others.
Now
My dear friend, I doubt I will ever be able to thank you enough. But when the conference is successfully concluded, I damn well mean to try.
Alfina was like, what the heck happened while I was gone? I can't leave for but a moment and everything goes sideways. They say you dueled General Raban within a ring of flames. I did not think the man so ostentatious. Would that I could have seen it. After we parted ways in Matoya's cave, I returned here to speak with Tataru. We agreed to tell the others only that our search for Minfilia had reached an impasse. I subsequently learned that you had left for the Falcon's Nest, but I thought it best to keep it to myself for the time. I want to rely on you overmuch when we are together, and I need to think about that, to reflect. I still do, I suspect, but matters here seem to be coming to a head. In short, there are some things that I must say, though nothing so urgent that it cannot wait until after the conference. Let us take for Falcon's Nest and see if Lord Artorial has need of our assistance. Okay, let's back out here. I don't know if I trust being in this town anymore. As Sir Emmerich hoped, Ishgard's success at the Grand Melee has done much to restore the people's faith in our endeavor. Look at their faces, nervous yet hopeful, expectant in a word. Well met, Master Nightmare, and thank you for looking after my brother. They say you fought bravely, that he did not dishonor his house, but we owe everything. As you can see, we've made every effort to strike while the iron is hot. We made our intentions known, and that all would be welcome to attend. And so they came. By the grace of the Fury, they came. The ceremony will not be a lengthy affair, but there's still much to be done. I would speak with you more, but I must see to my duties. As for you and Master Elfino, you will do naught but enjoy yourselves, is that clear? If any dare beg your assistance, I would have words. I guess I can put myself back in a different class. There, you've done it. We have been forbidden from meddling. Shall I wait, or shall I have other matters to attend to before the ceremony begins? I guess for the ceremony. Excellent. I only hope Thancred and the others will not be late. Apocalypse events do not come around very often. Speak for yourself. Oh my goodness, an actual crowd.
The appointed hour approaches.
Aye.
Please telling me you're wearing better armor under that, just in case. Learn a lesson, please, Sir Emmerich.
She begged leave to watch the proceedings. I saw no reason not to grant it.
Should I choose to deviate from my prepared remarks, I ask that you trust in my judgment.
Oh, what are you up to?
Have I ever done otherwise?
We at the very least have made this a no weapons allowed event.
Ah, how long it hath been since our peoples met thus, children of Thordan, even by our reckoning.
Vidofnir, daughter of Hraesvelga, we give thanks for your visit, and bid you welcome to Falcon's Nest.
Our sire bade us hearken unto the whispers of our hearts. They spoke to us of a paradise lost, of bonds of brotherhood which they yearned to see restored.
Ours too yearn for such a restoration, and they have guided us here this day, that they might yearn no longer.
It's a little nerve-biting, isn't it?
Brothers and sisters, ye who stand as witness, hearken to me. Since the days of Eld, when the bonds betwixt man and dragon were sundered by our hand, our peoples have known only war. Bloodshed without end. Losses beyond counting, and still we fought. And still we fought.
How can any of them hear him when he whispers?
Some wounds do not heal. The dead cannot be returned to us.
Emmerich, you're on a ledge, you must enunciate.
Can yet choose another course. Here and now, we can lay down this burden, this hatred, this vengeance. Our forebears fought not so that we could die, but that we might live. So let us honor their sacrifice and spare our children this death sentence. Let us gift them a new legacy. Life.
Betwixt our peoples yearneth a divide deeper than the deepest abyss, wider than the widest sea. Generations will live and die ere this divide is bridged. Knowing this, doth thy heart yet yearn for peace, son of Thordan?
Look now on the legacy we would leave to our children. A dream of peace, inscribed in stone for generations to come.
Even the dragon is surprised.
Father and his beloved, as they were so long ago, happy and at peace. The dream they shared shall be ours once more.
Guessing that would be Nidhogg or one of his minions, seeing as it was broadcast directly into my brain. No, I mean, kinda, hi. Why? be fair, he's not in his right mind. Or his left mind. Not that he had much of either. Even before he was possessed. Where did it go? Am I gonna just have to dissect that out of your arm later when we get you back? How long is he standing up there? Probably not very long. He's a dragoon, he can jump.
Child of Dravania, art thou grown so forgetful that thou wouldst forsake kith and kin and consort with the spawn of Thornton? That thou wouldst dare contemplate peace? Hearken unto me, all of you! The final chorus is nigh, and all will be held to account. All will bathe in the flames of retribution.
How dare you slaughter my family, says man who just proceeded to slaughter his own family.
Till the coming of that day, look you on your sins and despair, for none shall scape my wrath. None shall scape my revenge.
7 hells.
Okay, but seriously, that arrow's still gotta be in there somewhere.
Hells, take that worm! While he lives, we'll never know peace.
Aye! There'll be no end to this war till Nidhogg is dead and gone!
So let's kill the bastard and be done with it. Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg!
Were you expecting a chant? Because nobody joined. Okay, now they are.
Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg!
Every attempt we make. One step forward, 10 steps back. What was that? There they go, the last of the guests. Having come hither with hope in their hearts, they depart with hatred and bloodlust. Until the moment I saw him strike, I still held some small hope that what you had seen in Azizla was an illusion, perhaps. But he acted without hesitation, as did Sir Emmerich. For a mercy Vidofnir's wound was not mortal. Really? I thought she did! Or so Lucia tells me. The dragon was spirited away to Enix Shrine to receive care from her brethren. We can but hope her recovery is swift. But such was Nidhogg's intent, to deliver a proclamation not only to the children of Thoradin, but to his kindred. War is coming, and yet ye who do not stand with us stand apart. She was an example, a message to her brood. Another instrument of this vengeance, like Estinian. Okay, awkward pause, but let's try things again. So, I think this is the Dragoon Lens. Nope, it's Conjurer White Mage. It looks a little too much like a ceiling chandelier for my taste. Book for... It looks no different than the other book, but this one's for Scholar. The other one was for Summoner. Astrologan. I feel like I've seen this weapon before. Somebody else must have been wielding it. And... Red Mage. Whatever this thing is. Get a fencing sword. I'm gonna go Astrologans. Looks the best of the bunch. Get a whole darn treasure coffer. If only I could see it was actually inside. Causes and costs. Let me check something though, because we've been going for 2 hours. I've not yet reached character quests for everybody yet. Doggone it. No, I'm not quite ready on the quests. I probably will be 70 times 3. Because that's like a really good spot to leave it off. I could with the Mughals. If I did some crafting with the Mughals. Let me just check. Yeah. We could definitely get some with Mughals. I could advance their rank. I'd have to do some of these on stream, but... Who needs a cry break? Anybody? Let's head over to Dravania. Awkward. One end I'm rebuilding a temple, and on the other one I'm trying to keep people alive to stock said temple. Alright, Daily Kupo. Let's head over to Barla's. Do some side questing. Probably need 2. Yeah. Let's see. Oops, not that. 720 minus 600 divided by... Yeah. I'll need to do 2. 2 quests. Oops. You don't see me. I am not tasty. You do not want to bother me. Mind your business. Pretty please. I could cross off another AR extreme. I could. I kind of want to get this one though. I'll just pick some.
Well, Matt, I was just about to send for you. You see a sudden influx of new recruits has us short in woodworking tools and supplies, leaving those who joined us most recently with no means to begin their training. We're in dire need of resin, and you're just the artisan we need to mix, Kupo. By now, Magwan should have secured the necessary materials with which you can do so. If you make your way to Asai, you'll be able to craft straight away. I know not what to do, Kupo. Several days, one of my Mogmenders stormed off when I told him searching the House of Letters for construction material was a foolish idea. He's been absent for days, and being the hard-head he is, I'm sure he will not return until he's collected an assortment of planks, paints, and pilings large enough to prove me wrong. I fear this means he's never coming back, and that there's nothing of the sort in Altom. Only hungry predators seeking easy prey, and there's nothing easier than an overworked Moogle. Please, find and make sure he is safe, Kupo.
Okay, we got our quests. I won't take the 3rd yet, just because we'll automatically get better stuff. Okay, stuff here, and stuff out there. Side quests are cinema, to some. Well, that's true. I kind of forget that some people like other aspects of the game more than others.
Mogek mentioned you'd be along, Kupo. Well, I dare say we shall not disappoint. The section of materials we've gathered for you will even rival the wares of vendors in the inner cities. Excuse me, I exaggerate, of course, but rest assured, all you need to be can be found right here. Oh, and if you would like, please take the finished product directly to Magupo. He's beside himself with excitement since learning you'd be the one creating supplies for our trainees.
Okay. Synthesize training supplies. It's easy enough. Go in here. They don't need to be good quality. I keep forgetting that I can give myself a boost. It could just be average quality, and they still pass. Yes, muscle memory makes things so much faster. In big internet news, the biggest VTuber is graduating. Oh, I know I saw one graduating the other day. I always mess up his name though. Is it Fulgar?
Ren, you've come right on time, Kupo. Did you bring them with you?
Because I know he's graduating.
Oh, they're perfect. So perfect, in fact. It makes me think our novice Mogmenders would feel much more inspired to learn if they received their training supplies from a master craftsperson such as yourself. I shall wrap them up so that you might distribute them to each of our crafters in training, who are all around me, so I'm too lazy to do myself, Kupo.
You're talking about Gura. Oh. I didn't hear about Gura, but I did hear Fulgar was graduating as well.
A special delivery for me? How exciting, Kupo. Let me see it then.
I haven't watched the stream yet. I haven't had time.
Oh, these are just what I need. Thank you. Wait, you're the esteemed Bren. In the flesh. How have I longed to meet you?
Here's your training supplies, Kupo.
These were crafted by you? I shall treasure them always, Kupo.
And yet I replace them almost daily.
What brought you all the way out here? I joined for the free Kupo nuts, but now that I'm here, I might as well go for the full mom. Is there any point of starting something unless you're gonna be the best? These are simply splendid. With them, there's nothing stopping me from becoming the premier Mogmender.
Okay, that one's done. Let's head out to the other one. They tend to be a fair ways apart. Yeah, let me see in my subscriptions if I can fly and scroll at the same time. Find the announcement. I'm going south because I'm not looking at the screen while flying. Don't do this at home, kids. Name. Oh, the names. Yeah, Fulgar Ovid. He's graduating as well. Because I followed him for some stuff. And the Pope's gone. Yeah, I saw that too. I learned it through a Homestuck meme, of all things. What a way to find out.
Ah, please, Kupo. I am but skin and bones, I assure you. I do not taste nearly as good as I... Oh, thank the gods it's you. And glad I am to see your friendly face. I beg of you not to sneak up on me like that.
I feel like I recently talked about what happens when they change popes not too long ago in a stream, so that feels extra awkward.
Mogek sent you. Kupo, I just know that smug-faced, palm-swinging miser didn't trust me to bring back anything worthwhile. Well, I'll show him I will. I just look at this huge pile I've gathered. Who am I kidding, Kupo? Most of the materials are so old and decrepit it would be a miracle if I could use them to build anything. What am I to do with the rubbish? Wait, the jars of oil! Although they might be worthless, but with your superb crafting skills, maybe you could mix me a couple buckets worth of polish. Then, even Mogek can claim my coming here is a fruitless venture. Someone of your expertise should be able to make short work of this. And while you're at it, I'll go and search the area for even more things to take back. Anyway, I shall let you get started. If you find yourself in need of more materials, do not hesitate to ask. And please deliver the finished product to Mogek directly, Kupo.
Okie dokie. Got to craft more stuff. Go into the log. Doesn't need to be high quality, so this won't take very long. Kind of weird that I'm cooking them, but okay. Crafting quests are funny that way, I guess. Here's your pan-seared construction materials. Hot and fresh.
Oh, they're magnificent. I wish I could be there to see the look on McGeck's face when you hand them over.
Okay, they're both over here. I mean, thankfully, even though both are graduating, and yes, graduating does simply mean they're quitting on good terms. Good-ish terms. Rather than being fired. Since, VTubers, oftentimes, when they work with a group similar to Nisi Sanji, they don't actually own their VTube models. Nisi Sanji does, and oftentimes Nisi Sanji creates the VTube model first, and then they recruit people to play as that VTuber, giving them like a certain persona role, what they expect, etc. So when Nisi Sanji thinks that VTuber isn't basically bringing in enough cash anymore, or they want to move onto new people, the person doesn't play as that VTuber anymore. They can still create like their own VTuber in the future, which is expensive AF. Those models that Nisi Sanji uses are like $3,000 VTuber models. They can create new channels for themselves in the future. That's the point I was getting at. So here's hoping that people who enjoy doing it will have the chance to do so from scratch in the future as themselves. But alas, them playing that particular character's role is, yeah, essentially them being let go. And graduating is a nice, air quotes way to put it.
And from what I hear, not only did you take the time to craft the supplies I requested, but went out of your way to distribute them as well. Thanks to you, the youngest of our crew couldn't be more excited to start the training. I just hope their zest for learning doesn't begin to wane over the coming days or weeks, Kupo. We need all the pause we can get if the Zenith is to be restored in a timely fashion.
Get a whole bunch of experience.
I see, so he stayed behind and continued his search? Well, that I cannot fault him. They're simply splendid, Kupo. Even more so, considering that they were crafted using components found at the House of Letters. Perhaps I was too quick to disconnect the potential of the ruins offered. It's a mistake. I mean to rectify immediately, Kupo. I should begin scheduling routine searches of the area, just as soon as I get the rest of the Mog Menders in order, that is.
Yeah, this is how I get most of my crafting experience, is just by repeating these quests over and over. Wait. Did I math wrong? Are these not worth as many as I thought they were? They're worth 50! I was mathing them as if they were worth 70! Oh, we gotta do one more. My bad. The Voth ones are worth 70, so that's why in my head I mathed them out as if it was 70, so I'm one short.
As you might recall, today is, or rather was, the day we begin restoring the fountain, Kupo. A slight oversight, however, has left us with insufficient materials to do so. To remedy this, I've dispatched the Mog Menders to the landlord colony in Itolm route for the loose lumber and steel. They should have returned by now, but are nowhere to be seen. It's imperative that we sort this mess out quickly, so I would ask that you lend us your strength once more. Please go and gather whatever they have collected and deliver it to the Mog Menders at the restoration site above, Kupo.
Yeah, typically when you work with an agency, because they cover things like the advertising costs, you get an automatic boost because the agency itself is popular. They cover merch costs and stuff like that. A lot of people decide to be agency VTubers because they earn more as a result. But the problem with being signed on to an agency is that an agency can decide that they no longer want you at any time, that you're outdated. So like I said, they can always create their own VTube model in the future, so long as it's not that particular character. but it still sucks seeing them let go.
I've scoured the entire area, and I'm confident that, short of chopping down trees, there's no more timber to be found. With a few of the logs are might singed, they'll no doubt be serviceable. Well then, I shall leave these to you, Kupo.
They aren't serviceable if they're mite infested, Kupo. If they have mite marks, that's one thing. It's another... Even then, you want to be really careful about there potentially being eggs. That's why people, even if they use driftwood in, like, fish tanks, they have a tendency to boil it. So that whatever's in them doesn't infest their tanks. Also keep it from floating. But, yeah, if it already has mites, Kupo, it's no good. Only thing it's good for is burning.
I've unearthed a large cache of metal bars, but try as I might, I cannot carry them for even a single ilm. You appear quite strong, Kupo. Please, take them to the restoration site in my stead.
Okay, deliver the materials. Let us walk back.
Yes, indeed, Kupo. Not moments ago, I received word from Master Mugek that you'd be along with more construction materials.
It appears to be slightly charred around the edges. Rusted metal has begun to crumble and flake with age.
Let's see what our little scavengers have managed to dig up. Excellent, Kupo. This is much more than I hoped to receive on such short notice. Oh, would you look at this? These bits of charcoal were ground to powder. It could be used to mix vats of varnish to shield our pilings from the elements. Now, if only there was someone on hand with the talent and skills to do so. You'll do it? I knew I could count on you, Kupo. And when you've finished, please see that they undergo one of Master Mugek's routine inspections.
Okay, go to crafting. That's not crafting. These ones also do not need to be high quality. I guess if what I'm working with wasn't high quality to begin with either. I know the Pope was sick for a really long time. People were talking about it a lot. Of course, I don't go here, so it's out of my realm of expertise.
As much as I desire to watch the Master at work, I must lug the rest of these items back to the others, Kupo.
Also, I think he's more of a Catholic leader, not a leader of all Christianity. Most sections, I don't think, have anything to do with the Pope.
You're back so soon. I trust all went smoothly.
A component to be used in constructing the foundation of the Fountain of Barles.
Magnificent, Kupo! With these, our foundation will be able to withstand the ravages of time for generation upon generation to come.
There we go, Culinarian has reached level 60. I can now take on all Culinarian quests once I get done the ones that I started to begin with. Armor's 59. The tools make the Moogle.
I can't believe them, Kupo! All the times and trickery! Why, if they were here, I'd give them a piece of my... Oh, Bren, once again, fate is working against us. Sometimes it seems as though we can't lift a single brick without something going wrong.
I know the feeling, Kupo.
Let us all put our palms together and hopefully we can find a solution. I heard you have plenty of experience with matters of this sort. Perhaps you can lend us your expertise in searching for lost things, Kupo.
Just when I'd forgotten how entertaining the Moogle's antics could be, this happens. You see, we're expecting a shipment of supplies from the Temple Knights, but their delivery is long overdue. Mogson here suspects foul play.
That's right, Kupo. With the Mogmenders busy at Barles, I asked the Moogles at Assad to help transport the supplies. Unfortunately, I fear they may have hid them, or worse, our only choice is to find the Moogles in charge and question them ourselves.
Give them a good talking to, Mogson. As the leader of the Mogmenders, you must make it clear that you will not tolerate such trickery. I have faith the supplies will be here at Barles before long.
Of course, Terracin. I give them a scolding they won't soon forget. Perhaps I'll even make them carry the supplies themselves.
Ah, look at him. not to rebuke an irresponsible Moogle, as a father would a disobedient child. However, we're expecting a good many crates. Another pair of young, strapping legs to carry them would certainly not hurt. Go ahead and assist him should he require it. They can barely lift small objects. Go carry the rest. We'll be grateful for your company when he sees the size of the crates. Besides, it would bring me comfort to know you were by his side. And we are going... where? Huh? Maybe that's a ways out. Oh, he's at the settlement. I could barely see it. Wee. A lot of VTubers that came up in a wave of the pandemic has started to burn out. That's because people don't have as much time to watch as they did when everybody was cooped up at home. That's true of a lot of streamers. There's a really big influx, as well as an oversaturation, if I'm being honest. But now that everybody's back to a normalish schedule, you only have so much hours in a day. And so there's not the viewership there used to be.
You must be that adventurer who's helping the Mockbenders. I'm terribly sorry for hiding the supplies, Kupo. I couldn't help myself. It's like there's some other Moogle living inside my palm, and he made me hide them up there, and over there, and down there.
The heck, Moogle?
Ren, what are you doing here? Did Terracin send you to accompany me again? You really must learn to let me handle my own affairs, Kupo. Look here, I gave this Moogle such a verbal thrashing that he's agreed to show me where he hid the supplies. It has ever forsaken trickery for good. Completely and utterly contrite he is. Alas, I'd rather not spend my time reprimanding others. There's still so much to be done at Barlez. But lately, I felt that no matter how many hours we labor for, we'll never get any closer to completion. But worry not. I've no intention of giving up, Kupo. One blow at a time. We'll chisel away at Barlez until the glory of its past is revealed. For now, I suppose I should see to the unenviable task of collecting the rest of the supplies. Ren, I know much more important matters demand your attention, but could you deliver this crate to Barlez? With any luck, we'll each see each other again shortly. Now show me where you hid them. Quickly, there's no time to waste, Kupo.
A lot of streamers themselves also got burned out from doing it. It's a lot more work than people realize. Not that it's a bad thing. It's just a lot of people that I know started are like, oh, this is way more time-consuming than I thought they would be, and they didn't stay very long. Ah, you are returned, and sooner than I expected. Is Mogson not with you? Especially if they have other aspects of their lives, like jobs that require more attention, or kids, or, you know, just life changes. Even with me, I probably should have taken a break, but no, Bryn is stubborn. A crate of supplies sent by the Temple Knights, intended for delivery to Barlez. Ah, these are certainly the supplies we ordered. How kind of Mogson to shoulder the burden of finding the rest. While he's occupied, there's a matter I would like to discuss with you. As you've doubtless noticed, Mogson has become an admirable crafter in his own right. In fact, the zeal with each and every Mogmender approaches their work has been not short of astonishing. However, despite their best efforts, the progress leaves something to be desired. Curious as to why, I observed the Mogmenders at work, and one thing that struck me was the feebleness of their blows. Now, this is no fault of the Moogles. It is not due to laziness that they strike so lightly. No, I believe the tools are to blame. The Moogles cannot grip their tools firmly, and do not have our thewy arms. Did they have fully opposable thumbs? Tools made for us are entirely unsuitable for them. But what if we were to furnish them with tools attuned to their etheric energy? Which brings us to the supplies. With them we shall make wind-aspected tools, which I believe the Mogmenders will be able to swing as mightily as we swing our own tools. I would give you the honor of helping me craft the first one. I only ask that you craft a hammerhead. I have procured a material known as Aurum Regus, possessive superior etherical conductivity. Use it to make a well-balanced head so the tool is not as clumsy in our furry friend's paws. Before you begin, however, the crate of supplies to Mogmul. As always, you're free to take whatever you feel is necessary to complete your task. Okay. I haven't rotated everything in each one yet. Liver crate. This will probably give me the ability to unlock it.
The others think I have the easiest job in the Mogmenders, but they're wrong. Have you ever flapped your wings in place for hours on end? No?
I don't have wings, sir, so I guess no.
Then you have no idea how hungry it makes you, Kupo. But I must do my duty. What supplies do you require me this time?
I hear just floating in place makes you hungry, Kupo. Paimon tells me so.
Ah, so these are the errant supplies. Any Kupo nuts? I thought not. In that case, feel free to take anything you need.
Dibs on the Kupo nuts. He's cuckoo for Kupo nuts. Alright, gotta craft the thing. A tool component. Okay. I think we technically get infinite retries. Oh, pfft, not necessary. Are you finished already? Of course, I expect only the superb craftsmanship from you. Ah, yes. This is a masterpiece, of that there can be no doubt. Now we only need to take what I've made and... Look, have you ever seen a hammer so mighty, so majestic, so miniature? Ah, there's nothing like crafting something so fine with your own hand. Of course, I could not have done it without you, my friend.
Be goldsmithing or blacksmithing? When it's so tiny, it's hard to tell. Ren, Terracin, I've returned. And with all the missing supplies, no less. What's that smell? Have you been crafting?
Indeed we have, my dear Mogson. A special present for our favorite Mogmender. I believe you'll be most splendidly surprised.
Oh, I'm not falling for that again. I still remember the taste of disappointment when I bit into those fake Kupo nuts. You don't have dental out here, Kupo. What is it this time? Leather cloud mallow? Bren, you too. Perhaps you're telling the truth after all. Very well. Show me your present, just in case. I shall grind my palm for the worst.
Well, he's surprised by it. But is it good or bad surprise?
This hammer, it's different from the others.
Both Bren and I poured our hearts and souls into it, so I hope you're able to make good use of it. I believe this hammer and other tools like it will bring a marked improvement to the Mogmender's work. How's it feel, Mogson?
It's so light, and it fits in my paw perfectly. Were those other tools just for practice? I feel as if I could chip away at stone all day and night, Kupo.
It's almost like they're designed for you from the ground up rather than being ones for, like, small children. I am full glad to hear of it. Truth be told, I know that you and other Mogmenders were growing frustrated at your lack of progress. No more Fisher-Price tools. With this, I believe you'll be able to produce work at the speed and quality I know you're capable of. Now we expect you to work extra hard.
I apologize. You shouldn't have had to go through such great lengths on our account. Nevertheless, you have my thanks, and the thanks of every single Mogmender.
That is why we're here, are we not? To teach you and yours all we know, so that one day you might repair the Zenith without guidance from the doddering old fool. So there's no need to thank us, much less apologize. We shall be content to see you produce grand works.
And so we shall, Kupo. I dare say this moment marks a new age for the Mogmenders.
Okay. I'll get more control.
My ultimate crafting power! It's been unleashed!
Thanks to your efforts, the Moogles have brand new tools to work with. Continue assisting the Mogmenders to see the repair of Barles completed.
Maybe if we get this damn temple done, the dragons will hate us less.
Achieved respected reputation with the Mogmenders. New society quests. Furthermore, you can undertake 3 more quests today, which I can do in my own time. Maybe. There's maintenance tonight. We'll see. The new tools are proving even more effective than expected, and the morale of the bog vendors is much improved. Of course, I would expect no less from the tools crafted by us.
Man, these new tools are amazing, Kupo. It's hard to imagine how we got along without them. Do you need anything? Make it quick. I can't wait to get back to building.
Kupos use Koopa nuts as a currency, and if they have to make fake Koopa nuts, have we destroyed the Koopa economy? I mean, only if they start using the fake Koopa nuts, because otherwise it's just a trade and barter system. Okay, what time is it? 4:53. It's up top. Not use it. Bed. Being my full true self, I guess. Where's my journal? We could either attempt Sirius or Shiva. I don't fully remember Shiva in hard mode even, so this might go completely wrong.
And it's all the way out there.
Let's make both of these. Shiva has a bop. She does. Question is, can I remember enough about the old fight to survive the new fight? Does this one count as a Realm Reborn, or does it count as Heavensward? Because I did it in post ARR for hard. I just don't know if this counts as an extreme for Heavensward or not. And therefore I would need the gear from Stormblood in order to do it solo. Well, that's an honor. When you're ready, I shall lead you through the tunnels to the Aetherite. We should not be troubled by heretics or beasts along the way, so you may concentrate solely on the task at hand. It's a Realm Reborn? Okay. May the Fury grant you strength to strike down the heathen, which once and for all. Extreme, now accessible. Woohoo. Alright, should be in the Duty Finder now. Amphitheater. Unrestricted. Oops. Do it again. Alright, let's see if I can survive. Probably doesn't matter if I have that on or at all. Frostblade. What does Frostblade do? Strikes forward. But I might be slightly screwed in general. So if she only aims at me, then there's only me to aim at. Okay, am I standing in a good spot? No, I'm not. I need to be here. Oh, you summon ads. Great. I'm stunned. I'm getting pummeled here. There we go. Blunt resistance down. No! I was mid-healing! Oh, this is gonna be your super, isn't it? Uh-huh. Diamond dust. May the bop commence. This time I can see where they're landing. Hasn't come down yet. Let's get one of these in. Charge. Here. Nope. It's going in a circle. Oh! It's a slip and slide. I don't like the feel of that. Just in case. Charged. Fill cleave, go. Oh, wasn't paying attention. That's what I get. I was so preoccupied with potentially landing the final blow. Let me out! Can I let myself out? No. I've been mechanicked! Okay, how long does this boulder last? A whole minute? Or is this just the frostbite status? Ow. Break me out, please. Break me out, please. Let me out! We're so close! I just get to take this, huh? Oh my god, yeah, I'm frozen for a solid minute. I'm not gonna survive that. 45 seconds. Wow. I take you need teammates to get you out of this originally. There's a small chance. Very tiny, but... Oh, never mind. Yeah. Damn it! Try again. I didn't know it was even coming, so... Like, even if I home-banged against it, it would have gotten me stuck. Because you're literally locked into the animation. better this time. Where to stand. Use that when I did. Don't stun me. It was equally funny and annoying. It was. Well, I bet your teammates can break it out. Or shatter it, or stand behind you to endure another attack. But since it's just me out here... Oh, damn it. Technically, I have wasted the move, because she's just gonna diamond dust me. I've wasted the berserk, because she went into her next phase. One, because by the time it charges back up. Gotta really watch the arena and whatever else she's up to now. Comes the rotation. Goes from the center. Whoop. Okay, she's doing this now. Don't get frozen. Don't get frozen. It's relatively soon that she did this. I'm using my stuff on my left grid, but I need to run. What's this? Oof! That was the thing that got me last time! I gotta probably beat her before she does it then. It locks onto me. I can't avoid it. If she'd done that to me before, and I know it's coming and I got her down low enough, I might be able to kill her if I use Vengeance. Because it would counterattack her moves against me, but as is, I'm kind of just dead. If I had a teammate that could have killed her, yeah. But at the moment, I'm at the mercy of the mechanics. It goes for longer than a minute, too. It says a minute on it, but it's actually much longer. The thing is, I don't know if I turned to ice because she blasted me or because I touched the tip. So I might also be able to avoid it with arm's length when she's ready to do that. Because if it's from touching the outside of the ring, I could try and stay in the innermost circle and use arm's length to keep from being repelled back. Oops, wrong one. shouldn't worry about my health as much in this fight, because knock on wood, she really doesn't hit as hard as the other primals. Get stunned on occasion, but that's fine. A mini stun is okay. We can come out of that. Okay. Knew it was coming that time. I know, tip for circle. My bad. Damn it, I didn't do that correctly. Nice mechanic failure, Bren. Unless she does that move right there, it's probably a good idea for me to stay, like, dead center as much as I can. Last time I knew that attack was coming too because it made like that hovering noise. So even though this is here, I'm gonna take it, just in case. Okay, it's probably coming. Is it? Nope, not yet. Comes after this. My nervousness is very real. Right now. Got it. I have stayed in the center. Gotcha. Mechanics learned. I still put vengeance on just in case she popsicled me. I didn't know if my theory held true. So it's like, that way as long as she slaps me a couple times, it hurts her too, and maybe that'll be enough. Amphitheater complete. Report to Drillmont. It was back at the main camp. No Asians for this one, it seems. Took me a few tries, but I eventually got it. And now I know better what to do in a group, too. Further up. Praise alone for your safe return. All here prayed for your success. Tell us, have our prayers been answered? Even stronger than before, you say? Then we're truly fortunate for your intervention. Yet it would be wrong. It would be wrong to glory in this victory. For it is yours, not ours. Indeed, your very presence here is a testament to the inadequacy of our own preparations. Plainly, it's time that we repraised in the threat posed by the heretics, and our readiness to address it. I can no longer say with any certainty that we are equal to the task, but this is none of your concern. Forgive me. Your deeds shall not be forgotten, my friend. You, Urian J, and your entire order have my utmost thanks. Now we pray return to the Waking Sands. Again. This way. Then I shall report to Urian J. Grab other quests he so deems him giving us if they are shorter. And call it a stream. Urian J, I did it again. Tis not the first time I've seen thee stride into the Waking Sands wearing such a look. Thou art as an open book, wherein the tale of victory is writ large. In their redoubled strength they glimpsed the dark hand of the Paragons, her return and her very defeat. Seventh merely to continue the escalating cycle of conflict. I just felt myself inhale a big thing of dust and now I need to sneeze. But it's stuck. Full glad I am of thine all-surpassing martial skills, yet still more glad I would be if they were not required. Would that Lady Iceheart be made to abandon her misbegotten crusade? Technically. Till she be thus converted, or else slain. We were supposed to do this quest earlier. The people of Ishgard will know no peace. But be not disheartened. One day, by the light, the darkness within and without shall be purged, and the Ashen shall taste lasting defeat. We need only have faith. Yeah, about that. To tell some of the gods. A means to acquire superior arms. Yes, timey-wimey. Maybe he has not been informed. We can just make that assumption. News has not reached him. And so he accidentally did an oopsie-whoopsie. If thou art to weather the constant clash against ever more potent primals, then thou must prepare to arm thyself with extraordinary weapons. I have concluded negotiations with one Rowena, a merchant who doth abide in Revenant's toll. In exchange for ritual objects thou hast collected, she hath promised to provide thee with a selection from her stock of unique armaments. Why would she consent to purchase these unsavory trophies? It's a simple question of infamy. Certain of her clientele are likely to salivate at the very thought of possessing such forbidden arms. There are few who can lay claim to the ownership of a ritual tool employed by the summoning of a primal. There is no cause for alarm. Any power that the objects once held has long since been surrendered to the summoned deities. And lest thou worry on my account, I have gleaned from them on wisdom that we required. This is a trade for drops? In return to thine hazard-won prizes, hith tea to Revenant's toll in Mordona and see them swiftly into Rowena's hands. A trade for drops. Of the old primal weapons, maybe.
He on the roof. He liked to feel tall.
What? Whose is this? Who's Carbuncle? Does he just live here? Has he always been there? Where in the world am I? Greetings, Venture. So you're the one who hopes to trade some primal curiosities, are you? Urian J's guaranteed their authenticity. So why don't you let old Rowena here have a look at those ritual objects of yours? Carved from beastman bone, just like he described. Well, I'd be lying if I said the trinkets didn't make my skin crawl like a dynamite in my undergarments. In case you misunderstand, that's an expression of high praise, lass. Oops. Sorry, dyslexia got me. My customers will be getting each other in the streets for a chance to purchase their trophies. Show them to Lorena, my acquisitions offer, and she'll walk you through the transaction. And where is Lorena? Over here. We don't keep her in the same building for some reason. Nope, not you. You're over here. Gods damn you, Rowena. You promised me a life of excitement in the exotic land of Mordona, and you're here stocking your shelves like a trained oppo. May I help you? Doing our monkey business, dare ya? What in the seven unholy hells are these gruesome things? Beastman ritual tools? You adventurers in your penchant for stowing the most disgusting souvenirs in your packs. Ugh. And that goes twice for Rowena wanting to buy this. To stock stuff, and thrice for addled customers for begging to buy it. That's neither here nor there. Whatever it is it takes to drive you folks also fills my purse with coin. Now, were you seeking to trade aught in particular? The special weapons we deal in. Here, take a few of these as tokens, and you'll be able to exchange them at any arm you fancy. If you're one of those completionist types, yes I am, thank you, then you'll no doubt want the entire armory of the things. Just bring me another set of those stomach-churning ritual tools, and I'll see you rewarded with more tokens. Best hop to it. Okay, so Rowena's tokens can be redeemed for superior weapons of your choice. Okay, so I gotta take these 3 on again if I want more tokens for more arms, I think. Maybe. We deal in objects both rare and particular. If you find such oddities in your travels, then bring them to me and we'll talk business. Well, the business is in fact by Rowena, and I merely stock the shelves. But one day that will change. Okay. So where exactly, I'm guessing I buy them from Rowena, maybe? Or do I buy them from her? Because this is a token reward. The vendor at the purple tent. Collector appraiser, this tent. Token exchange, or... Do I have a shop? I tend to have all manner of exotic wares ready for sale. However, purchasing such goods is proving more difficult than I have found a way out of conundrum. Poetics other. Special arms. I don't think that's it. Nope. Mysterious map exchange. Tombstone of aesthetics. These are your usual. Other? Nope. Wide-eyed fawn, duster bunny, my baby. Seems the other day we stopped dealing in this or that type of tombstone. Invariably, here comes a point when Rowena says that they're not worth the hassle anymore. Maybe as I still have some use for him, though. If you have any you don't need, bring them here and I'll give you some more desirable to exchange. It's probably an outdated currency. Maybe it's you. Primal gear. Maybe that's it. Nope. That's not it either. Masterworks, ironwork gear. Rowena's token exchange. There we go, right there. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. One's probably for the shield. I'm like, why is the blade less? So they are level 90 weapons. So these are for aesthetics only. Let's sheath it so you can see what it looks like in full. Interesting look to it. Holy Lance. Not my thing. The Balmung. The bomb one looks really cool. Hellish Claws. Oops. Nope, don't exchange. I just wish to look at them. Try before buy. Kinda looks like I have oversized demon hands as a result. Cool idea and concept. Kinda basic. Not one for short bows. Peacemaker. Slightly overcomplicated. Anime gun. Elder staff. Not too bad. But I have other stuff that's already cool. Stuff that's cooler. Omni Red. Ooh. Oh, I got a face. I got a face. The old crone, she blinks. No, thank you. Oh, it's got a face too. Oh. No thanks. I'm good. Still kind of basic. Onion shield. Oh my god, it's so tiny. Little onion knight shield. What in the world? Same goes with a buckler. Tiny little thing. And did I look at the regular break blade? No, I didn't. A little chunky for my liking. Balmung it is. And into the aesthetics drawer it goes. Alright. Let's return home for now. All that for a sword I immediately throw in a drawer to be forgotten. As do we probably all. Alright, time to retire. Retire to the inn. Since for now, this is what I'm going to call it, because I am officially out of time. So thank you so much to everyone who has joined. Like and subscribe if you want to see more Final Fantasy XIV as we continue on with MSQ. And I hope to see you all in future streams. Bye-bye.